Hey everyone, welcome to this hour-long knee-free vinyasa flow. It's more of an intermediate beginner flow, focusing on not bending our knee too much, strengthening our back and our hamstrings, and doing quite a bit of stretching. We'll start with our legs stretched out in front of us, hands at the heart, centering in, taking a few deep breaths, focusing in on your practice. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, we'll twist to look over the right shoulder. The left hand can come to the shin. Gently breathing into the back, opening up the spine. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, look over the left shoulder. An easy seated twist. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twisting back to the right side. Doesn't need to be a forceful stretch, simply opening the spine to begin your practice. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, looking over the left shoulder. Beginning to loosen up the vertebra, letting them move. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, right hand reaches to the ground, left hand reaches up and over the left ear. The fingers point out, the shoulder tucks back into its socket. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, left hand to the mat, right hand reaches over the ear. Inhale, hands reach high. Exhale, reaching over, back towards the right. Inhale, hands high. Exhale to the left. Allowing the spine to become a little more supple. Introducing some movement. Coming back to center, hands at heart. Taking a deep breath. Inhale, hands reach high. Exhale, folding forward. Just a gentle fold here. Inhale as you lengthen the back. Exhale, leaning a little bit more forward. Just a gentle stretch of the whole back, through the shoulder blades, through the mid-back. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Focusing on bringing the belly towards the knees, knees towards the floor. And releasing. We'll come to stand at the front of our mat, being careful of your knees. We're going to start by finding our balance here, so rocking back and forth from heel to toe, simply feeling what your feet feel like on the mat. Do you notice if you sway side to side? Do you tend to lean more towards your toes or your heels? And then gently slowing down as we find a middle ground. Picking our toes up and stretching them out, placing them gently on the mat. Inhale, hands reach high. Little back bend if you'd like, and folding forward. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale with a flat back, reaching high, hands up to the sky. Exhale, hands at heart center. Deep breath in as the hands reach high. Slight back bend if you'd like. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, fold. Placing the hands on the hips, lifting with a flat back. Inhale, hands reach high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Sweeping the arms up on the inhale. Slight back bend if you'd like, and exhale to fold. Inhale with a flat back. Exhale, fold. Pressing through the feet as you stand strong, arms reach high, and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale with a flat back, reaching high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Crossing the right leg over the left. Taking a moment, find your balance. Inhale, tall. Exhale, folding forward. Feeling how different this stretch feels, lifting halfway. Exhale and fold. Feeling how it feels in the back of the knees, the calves. Noticing how your balance is in this pose. Pressing through the feet with that flat back, lifting tall. And releasing the hands, the legs. Inhale high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale with a flat back, just standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. This time the left ankle will cross the right. Inhale high. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, fold. We'll be doing a lot of strengthening in our back. That's why we're using our flat back to lift. Keeping the stomach engaged. Imagining that your belly button is going towards the navel as you come up each time. And lengthening through the hamstrings in a couple different variations throughout our practice. Making sure that our hamstrings aren't getting too tight with whatever knee injury we're dealing with at the moment. Lifting up with a flat back to stand, hands reach high, and then exhale, hands to heart center. Deep breath. Finding your balance. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. This time the right hand reaches the outside of the left ankle. Left arm reaches high. A little variation on a standing twist here. And then coming through the center, the left hand reaches the outside of the right ankle. Right arm sweeps tall. Breathing steadily. Coming back through center. Again on the right side. Twisting up, looking at that left arm. Noticing if maybe one shoulder and one side of the back is a little more supple than the other. Coming through the center to switch. It just gives us something to notice and work on throughout our balancing and our strengthening exercises. Noticing where we're tight and loose. Coming through the center, inhale halfway up. Exhale and fold. Pressing through the back. This time we'll roll the back one vertebra at a time. Until we're standing, reaching the arms tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Deep breath in and release. Hands reach tall. Bend the left elbow, bringing the hand between the shoulder blades. Right hand sweeps behind and either holding onto our hands together or onto your shirt, or you can use a strap here if you'd like. Focusing on bringing our midsection back in line so it's not protruding out. And if you need, you can use your head a little bit to tuck that left arm back, adding a little bit more of a stretch. Releasing, hands reach tall. Coming down through heart center, take a deep breath. Focus in. Inhale, reaching high. This time we'll switch. Right elbow is bent, hand between the shoulder blades. Left hand sweeps back and up. Once you have your fingers clasped, keeping an eye on your midsection, noticing if it's protruding out, trying to tuck it back in. Opening up our shoulders, our triceps. Keeping our joints nice and mobile. Finding that drishti point on the wall in front of you, a focal point to gaze at. Seeing if you can find a moment of calm in your breath. Releasing, hands reach tall, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising halfway, exhale, fold. We're going to step back into downward dog. If your knees feel okay, you can do a couple little pedal presses to stretch them out. Otherwise, just keeping them nice and straight. Maybe playing around a bit with where your feet and hands are, finding a good center balance here. Want your shoulders to be tucked back away from the ears, and our weight in our fingertips, less so in the wrists. And then pressing back through our heels, finding a nice long line all the way down as close as you can to the mat. And then we'll lean forward into plank, holding here. Steady breath, steady mind. Press back into downward dog. Deep breath in. Release. Another deep breath in. And release. Coming forward to plank. Holding. And pressing back. Downward dog. Either keeping the eyes closed or focusing between the feet. Reaching forward into plank. We'll slowly lower down, coming all the way down to the mat into baby cobra, lifting up with the chest, then tucking the toes, pressing back into downward dog. And if you need to take a couple movements in between together, that's fine. Take your time with your practice, especially if you do have an injured knee or leg. Coming forward into plank. Pressing down through chaturanga. This time I'm going to come up into upward dog. You can do this or just go into baby cobra again. Tucking the toes, downward dog. Allowing this to be your calm, restful pose throughout the practice. Leaning forward into plank, down through chaturanga. Again, coming up through upward dog or cobra, keeping those shoulders away from the ears. And coming back into downward dog. Getting a little more movement through our joints, through our muscles. And then we're going to walk forward into a forward fold, being careful of your knee. Resting here for a moment. And then inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, folding. Pressing through the feet with a flat back. Inhale, hands reach high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Step back into downward dog. Again, if you need a couple steps, feel free. We're just going to lift the right leg behind us. And taking a breath here, and then we'll lift the opposite leg. I'm just going to do this a couple times. A little more movement in our hips and in our arms, our legs, sorry. Seeing if you can lift your legs without opening your hip too much, just lifting it straight back as much as you can. And we'll walk our feet forward, again coming into a forward fold. Inhale to rise halfway, exhale, fold. Inhale, pressing through the feet, hands reach high, and exhale, hands to heart center. This time we'll step back a little bit with the right foot, so left foot points forward. The right foot we want fairly straight ahead, but the toes don't have to be directly in line with the left foot. We want our hips squared to the wall. Inhale to reach up, exhale, we'll fold forward over the left leg. Inhale to lift slightly, exhale, fold. Being very careful while we're doing this to keep that big toe on the left side up. Either this or having a slight micro bend in that front knee will help to protect it. And it'll also give us a nice deep stretch here. I'm going to really focus on keeping our muscles around our knees nice and supple. Inhaling, coming through center, opening the feet nice and wide. Clasping the hands behind our back. Inhale, exhale, and fold. If you want to go wider with the feet, you can, or you can just keep a nice mid-level here. Opening up the shoulders. Lifting back again with that flat back. Rotate to the opposite side of the mat. Right toes point forward, left toes fairly forward. They don't need to be straight again. We'll fold forward over the right leg, keeping that big toe up. Inhale with a flat back. Exhale, fold. If you're not feeling so much of a stretch here, think about trying to pull back the right hip, pressing forward with the left. You can also play around with how wide apart your feet are. Just a couple options if you're looking for something a little bit more or less intense. Inhale to stand, coming through center, clasping the hands again, switching which pinky is on top. Inhale to reach back, exhale, fold forward. Inhale to lift, and stepping to the front of the mat, we'll inhale, sweeping the hands to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale to fold, stepping back into downward dog. Taking a deep breath as you come forward, down through plank and chaturanga. Up through up dog or cobra on the inhale, and exhale back to downward dog. Taking a deep inhale, exhale, and then stepping forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway, exhale, and fold. Inhale, rising to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to open up our feet. We're going to come into triangles. So the right toes point forward, left toes point out 90 degrees. Inhale as you lengthen out through that left arm, and then tipping over. Right arm reaches tall towards the sky. And then pressing up to stand. We'll reach back with the left arm. And then coming to center. Again, reaching forward with that left arm, tipping over to the mat into triangle. Keeping a nice long spine, long arms. Pressing through the front leg to stand. Reaching back, humble warrior. Coming through center, windmilling the arms. Point toes forward and then step back into downward dog. Coming forward through plank, down through chaturanga, up through up dog or cobra, and tucking the toes, downward dog. Feeling your breath, feeling what it's like in and out of your chest, and stepping forward into forward fold, lifting halfway, exhaling to fold. Inhale, pressing up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll open up on the opposite side. Left toes point forward, right toes out 90 degrees, reaching out through the right arm and tipping over. Really focusing on that left foot, making sure that the outside of the foot is connected to the mat. Opening up that left hip a little bit more if you can, pressing up to stand, reaching back with the right arm. The left hand should just be very gentle along either the calf or the thigh, coming back to center. Lengthening with the right arm out to the side, keeping a nice long spine. And tipping forward. Ideally here, your left hip is a little bit more open than mine is. Lifting that left shoulder up and back a bit more. And pressing up to stand. Reaching back through humble warrior. And just being cautious that we're not putting extra pressure on the knee with our hand. Windmilling the arms forward, stepping back, downward dog. Deep breath in, releasing the air. Deep breath in, exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Coming forward on an inhale, down through plank and chaturanga, up through up dog or cobra, and pressing back through downward dog. Working to find an easy, calm breath in your vinyasas. We'll inhale as we walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Press through the mat with the feet to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll open up our feet again like we did for triangle. Coming into triangle. On the left side. We'll take a couple breaths here and focusing on opening those hips. Then we'll match our hands and open up the opposite way into revolve triangle. And back into triangle. Deep breath in. And deep breath out as you switch hands. Reaching up on the inhale. And exhaling. We're going to bring our toes to point forward. Forward fold over the left leg. Again, keeping that big toe pointed up. And then stepping back, downward dog. Finding strength in the arms and the legs. Coming forward into plank. Down through chaturanga, up through up dog or cobra. Back through downward dog. Take a moment to notice what your breath is doing, what your body's doing. Without judging it, just paying attention. And stepping forward to the front of your mat in a forward fold, lifting halfway. Exhale and fold. Hands on the hips if you'd like, or just come up with a flat back to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, opening up into our triangle pose. On the opposite side, reaching out with the right. Finding strength in the arms and in the flanks. Matching our hands as we open up into revolve triangle. Deep breath in. Exhale as you bring the hands to meet. The left hand sweeps up. Nice long strong line in the arms from the sky to the ground. Hands meet as the right arm reaches tall. And the hands come to the front of the mat. Toes point a little bit more forward as you fold over the right leg and keeping that big toe up, protecting the knee. Inhale to come back to downward dog. Filling your chest with a nice deep full breath. And exhale as you come to plank, releasing through chaturanga. Coming up through up dog or cobra, shoulders away from the ears. Pressing back, downward dog. Really pressing through the hands, through the heels. Allowing the mind to be calm and steady. And back to plank. Holding here. Pressing back, downward dog. And stepping forward into a forward fold, lifting halfway. Exhale and fold. Press through the feet with a flat back stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Pressing through the feet to stand. Hands to heart center. I'm going to open up again this time. Just into a starfish, so feet nice and wide and parallel. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. This time we're just going to play around with our feet. So if you want to bring your feet a little bit wider, you can play around with maybe seeing if you can get your head to the mat. Feel free to lift halfway and really lengthen that spine out towards the wall in front of you. And then fold forward. And we'll lift here. We're going to bring our feet in just a couple steps. Inhale with a flat back. Exhale to fold. I'd like you to just see if you notice any difference with your stretch, if maybe it stretches a little bit more or less. Inhale with a flat back halfway. Exhale, fold. I'm going to do this a couple times, bringing the feet in a little bit closer. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, fold. Just noticing what muscles are being used here or stretched. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold. And then one more time, feet come almost to touch. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Just focusing on noticing changes in our body. Hands to the hips, lifting up in the flat back, reaching tall to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll bring our feet wide again. Then back into our stance for triangle, dipping back into triangle on the left side. Keeping that nice long spine that's parallel with the floor. Arms perpendicular. And now we're going to bring our right arm to the hip, and we're going to walk our left hand out a little bit, coming into half moon pose. If you need a block under the left arm, feel free, or you can also do this against a wall, especially if you are concerned about being able to do this with your knee. Please be very cautious. Really press through that foot, the left foot. Just a little bit of weight is in the left hand, and we'll come down. And again, we'll come almost parallel as we lift and lengthen through our back and fold forward over the left leg. Half moon is very much a strengthening pose on that hamstring. We'll come up to stand and we'll work on the opposite side here. So we'll come into our half moon pose, reaching out again, keeping that nice long spine, arms perpendicular. This is a good starting pose for half moon. Left hand comes to the hip, right arm starts to walk forward as our left leg takes a couple steps, and then when you're ready, pressing up into half moon. You can keep your hand on your hip, or if you'd like, you can reach it nice and tall. Really pressing through the heel of the left leg. And imagining that foot on the ground is like a tree trunk. It's really standing nice and strong and independent almost. See if you can get the rest of your body to lift up and off of that leg. Finding a point to gaze at on the wall, your drishti point. And then coming down when you're ready, bring our toes mostly straight ahead of us. We'll fold over the right leg. Getting a good stretch on the right hamstring after such a strong strengthening pose. And then we'll lift to stand, into center, maybe shaking out your legs a bit. And again, coming into our triangle pose. On the left side, looking up towards the right arm, right hand. We're going to come into half moon again. So the right arm reaches to the right hip, right foot comes off the mat when you're ready. Really imagining that you're rolling that right hip open. And that left foot is pressing into the ground, almost letting the upper body lift off of that leg. Coming back down. Again, toes point forward, lifting halfway, and we'll fold over that hamstring. Coming up to stand, opposite side. Finding our triangle pose again, really focusing on these lines. Really strengthen our hips and our back, our legs. Left hand to the hip, right hand starts to walk out in front of the right foot, and then left foot opens up and stretches when you're ready. And focusing on rolling that hip open again, that top hip. Again, using props if you need. Be careful to not injure yourself. Listening to what your body's telling you. And then we'll come down, stretching out the right leg. Keep Feeling our muscles nice and soft and stretched. We'll come to stand at the front of our mat. Inhale, arms sweep to the sky. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stepping back, downward dog. Deep breath in. Releasing all the air from the lungs. Inhaling as you come forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Finding that calm, steady breath. Seeing if you can match it with a calm, steady mind. Noticing what your thoughts are without reacting to them. We'll inhale into plank, down through chaturanga. Coming through up dog or cobra. Pressing back, downward dog. Listening into what your body's telling you, how it's feeling. Inhale as we walk to the front of the mat, lifting halfway. And then exhale, fold forward. Press through the feet to stand with a flat back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Come here again with our feet both mostly pointed forward. This time we're going to come into Garuda or Eagle Arms. Left arm sweeps under the right and then back around the front so the palms meet, reaching back into a little bit of a back bend and then folding forward. Inhale to lift the back halfway, exhale, fold. And then reaching up to stand. Nice little back bend here. And we'll release. Hands to heart center, stepping forward here. We'll come into warrior 3. Again, finding strength in the left leg as it presses down into the mat. The right heel reaches to the back wall. Imagining there's a long line running from the heel all the way through the crown of your head. Keeping the hips as flat as you can. We'll come to stand. Inhale, reaching up, doing a little back bend if you'd like. Exhale, hands heart center. And stepping back the left foot this time, Garuda in the opposite way. Right arm reaches under the right tricep. Hands match. Inhale as you come back. Exhale to fold forward. This just opens up the shoulder blades a little bit more. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lift back. And you do a little bit of a back bend if you like. Once you're in the middle, releasing. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. As you release your breath, coming into warrior 3. Right foot stays nice and strong and flat against the mat. Left heel presses out to the back wall. The head lengthens towards the front. Finding that drishti point, that point of focus on the ground. And allowing for a calm, easy breath. Releasing. Feet come together, hands reach to the sky. Exhale to hands to heart center. And open our feet up a little bit. Inhale up. Exhale, reaching down. Padangustasana. Hands come under the feet. Resting here for a moment and then just lifting up as much as you can while your hands remain under your feet. If this feels good, you can stay here. Adds a little bit more of a stretch in the legs. or you can just simply release into the fold. Paying attention to what your body is needing. And we'll release, we'll lift halfway, and exhale into just a normal forward fold. And then we'll come up with a flat back, hands reach the sky, and then exhale, hands heart center. Feet come together, inhale, reaching high, exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, stepping back, downward dog. Coming forward to plank, down through chaturanga. Coming up through up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Forward to plank, chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Back to downward dog. Breathe easy. Breathe calm. Coming into plank, chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Back to downward dog. Stepping forward into a forward fold, lifting halfway. Exhale and fold. Pressing through the feet to stand. Hands reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a deep breath here. Hands come to heart center, and we'll begin to lean forward into our warrior three. Attempting to keep the hips flat, which means that right heel will press directly back towards the wall. Left foot pressing into the mat, lifting the trunk up off of the leg, and then releasing to stand, nice and tall. Hands reach up, a little back bend if you'd like. Exhale, hands to heart center. Deep breath in. We'll go into warrior three on the opposite side. Right foot is strong on the mat. Left heel presses back. The head reaches forward. If you'd like, you can also play with bringing your arms out in the airplane, or you can keep them at your heart. You can also bring them up and forward towards your ears. Okay, let's go ahead and release. We'll reach up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. And stepping back, downward dog. Listening to what our body is telling us in this practice, how it's feeling. Coming forward, plank, down through chaturanga. Continuing on to up dog or cobra. I like to stay here an extra moment once in a while. You're welcome to, or just continue on back to downward dog. Forward to plank, down through chaturanga. And we're actually going to come all the way to the mat now on our bellies and just take a moment here. Feel the effects of your practice. Noticing what you're feeling and where you feel tight and strong. Bring our hands up by our shoulders, and we're just going to come into a couple baby cobras, lifting the chest and releasing, forehead to the mat. or a cheek to the mat. Relaxing here. And as you're ready, pressing up into baby cobra, seeing if you can stay for maybe an extra breath. And noticing how with each breath and each movement of the diaphragm, you might lift and lower a bit in this pose. And then release. Inhaling again, baby cobra. And release. Once more. Baby cobra. Strengthening through the back, through the shoulders, and then release. Arms reach back. Do a couple locusts, so reaching the arms back, pressing the legs together and lifting them off the mat. Everything reaches kind of back and up. And then release. Coming up again, lifting up with the chest, lifting up with the thighs. You shouldn't have to bend your knees much here. Really more strengthening our thighs here. They're the ones to really kind of press together and lift. If it does bother your knee though, go ahead and just skip this and release to the mat. Allowing your body to completely sink into the mat between poses. You begin to unwind a bit. Inhale, coming up into locust. Strengthening all through that back side of our arms, our legs, our back. And release. And last time. Really coming up as much as you can, lifting yourself off the mat with your chest, your legs. Looking forward if you can instead of down, if it feels okay on your neck. And then go ahead and release. Now we're going to come up and switch sides, so however it's easiest for you to maneuver with your knee. Come to staff pose. Feet outstretched in front of us. Feet flexed, toes pointed back towards us. Sitting nice and tall. Hands by our sides. It can be even a little closer to your hips. Shoulders roll back and down. And your legs are really engaged, and so are your arms and your back and your core. It's a very strong seated pose. Reconnecting with your breath. Feeling its movement in and out of your chest. Listening in. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale to fold forward, a simple fold. Then we'll inhale and lift up. Exhale and see if you can keep that back a little bit more flat. Maybe instead of rolling your neck forward, you simply look up. Inhaling again to halfway, exhale and fold. If this hurts on your knees to fold so much, you can just do a light fold. Just go as far as it feels okay. No need to stress your knees or your body too much here. Inhale to rise tall, coming back into staff. Nice, strong, stable body. Noticing how your body feels against the mat, being held up by the earth. Maybe noticing where you're being held. Breathing in as we reach high. Exhale, folding again. Nice, easy fold. We'll inhale to look up, lengthening our back. See if you can keep that flat back a little bit more as you come down into the pose. Toes reach back towards us. The belly comes to the knees. Knees reach to the floor. Inhale as you come back to center. Go ahead and open our legs here. We're going to do a little bit more of a side stretch here on our upper body. So reaching towards the right foot with the right arm. We're going to open up our chest and reach over our left ear with our left arm. If you can reach all the way over to the right toe, go ahead. If not, just reach as far as it feels good. Really working on simply opening the left side body. Stretching our ribs. Stretching the side of our abdomen. Lifting up through center. Deep breath here. And then coming to the opposite side. The left hand reaches towards the left foot. Right arm reaches up and over that right ear. Again, you can touch the toe or simply just do a nice little stretch towards the side. Wherever it feels good for you, this stretch should feel really nice, but it shouldn't hurt. Looking up under that upper armpit, keeping the chest open. Breathing into the side body. And coming up to release. Reaching nice and tall. And again, just a simple forward fold here. Wide-legged seated stretch. You're welcome to stay here and continue this. You can also bring your feet up against the wall, or if you'd like, we're going to come into a kind of a half handstand. So I'm going to just measure where I'm at because my wall is not flat. Keeping the wrists under the elbows, under the hips. And the feet are going to just come out parallel to the floor. Please only do this if you have practice doing this already. And if you know it's going to be okay on your knees. Attempting to get a little inversion, even though we may have an injured leg or knee. Coming down very gently. If you're not already, we'll come into bring our legs up against the wall. So the easiest way for me is to sit against the wall sideways and then kind of roll on over. You can keep your hands on your stomach, feeling your breath move in and out of your low belly. You can also bring them out next to you in cactus pose or up above your head in diamond pose. Really taking this time to focus on your breath, listening to it move in and out of the body, feeling the sensation in your feet, the feet that carry you throughout the day, you often don't pay much attention to. It's a great pose to help with circulation, allowing gravity to help the blood flow, as well as the lymph flow. If you'd like, you can bring your legs wide, and again, letting gravity kind of help here. This can be a pretty intense stretch, so again, just be cautious. If it's too intense, either bring your legs a little closer together, or you can just keep them up. With these static poses, I like to just pay attention to little things. So I'm going to move my arms here into cactus. While the legs have the intense stretch, I like to just focus in and notice on how the change from diamond to cactus feels. Where my body is on the mat, how my forearms feel, my shoulders, my back. Feeling supported by the earth below me. Just letting gravity do its job on the legs. Carefully bringing your legs back together. Taking a moment here. One last deep breath in, out, and very carefully rotating off the wall. And back to the mat. Do one more tall stretch here, inhaling, lengthening up to the sky, exhale, fold, lifting up with a straight back, exhaling and folding. I'm going to let my neck drop this time, just a nice, gentle, easy stretch before we come into Shavasana. Releasing the feet, carefully lowering yourself to the mat. The feet point out towards the edges and corners of the mat. Arms come out about 30 degrees or so. Taking a moment to think about your practice, about how your body feels. No evaluation, no good or bad, no judgment. Just being aware and being present. Feeling your weight on your mat. Allowing it to support you and hold you. Finding a nice, easy breath for this Shavasana. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and roll onto one side. Pause for a moment, taking in the effects of the practice. As you're ready, you can sit. If you'd like, you're also welcome to just stay in Shavasana. Just giving yourself a moment of gratitude, thanking yourself for this practice, for being here. Namaste.